All right. Thank you for coming to Strength and Restore today. We will be doing a number of very lower intensity movements, and it'll be a lot of static holds for stretching, and then followed up with some, yes, hi Julie, thanks for commenting in the chat. We're going to also be doing some just core movements, really targeting our glute medius muscle and then our abs. So, like I said, lower intensity, so you don't need to be, it's a little bit different pace than some of the other workouts we do. And it's great to have you. And let's get started. So in the description, at class description, I said a yoga mat and a stability ball. Hopefully you have both those things. If not, that's okay too. A lot of these movements can be done without either. So first thing we're going to do, we're just going to start off with some arm circles forward. Now, keeping your shoulders down towards your hips and then squeeze your shoulder blades together. So it's like I'm trying to hold a pencil in between my shoulder blades, and then bring your arms up and go forward. Slow, controlled circles forward, warming up that entire shoulder complex. So even though our arms are raised, like so, we still are keeping our shoulders down towards our hips. Down towards our hips, squeezing our shoulder blades together. And now I want you to reverse the circles, going the other direction. So reverse whichever way you're going initially, change it up. Something to remember too while we're doing these rotations is to keep your core engaged as well. And I just realized now that I did not start the timer, so I'm going to do that. There we go. And now I want you to have your arms in front of you, your hips. Do a big rotation back. And just like you're doing the backstroke, swimming in a pool, in a lake, wherever you like to swim, or if you don't like to swim, that's okay too, but we're just doing big circles like we're doing the backstroke in water. Good, and now forward like we're doing the front crawl. Good. And now let's go into a hamstring stretch. So we do this one quite a bit within the Healthier Together classes, and that is just pointing your right toe up towards the ceiling, keeping your back nice and flat, so you're bringing your hips back. See how my back stays nice and flat? I want you to squeeze your abs, keeping that core engaged the entire time. That's going to help you keep your back flat. And just come forward and back up, bringing your right foot back, and now left foot forward with your left toe up towards the ceiling. Just rotating, or going to each side, right to left. Slow and controlled. Good. And now I want you to hold that right foot forward, and we're just going to hang here like this. Really targeting that whole right hamstring. We're going to hold this here for a bit. If you notice your back starts around, squeeze your abs, straighten it back out. Good. And now 3, 2, and 1. Now let's bring our left foot forward. Sinking your hips back, keeping your back nice and flat. And begin that stretch. A nice static hold, a nice static stretch on our left leg. Good. 10 more seconds holding here. Good. And relax. Okay. Now, next one is more of an exercise targeting our glute medius muscle, so the muscles on the outer hip and just behind our hip bone. What you're going to do is you're going to keep your feet nice and parallel. You're almost in you're in a half to a quarter squat right here. You can go a deep one if you want, but I'm just going to go into that quarter squat, keeping my core engaged, keeping my back nice and flat. Feet are parallel, and you're going to just step out and then step in. Something you want to focus on is making sure your knees never come in, so we aren't stepping in like that. Keeping our knees out, and you'll notice that really targets more of your entire glute musculature doing that. Keeping your feet parallel the whole time so your feet never come out like a duck, like duck foot, or when we're doing our sumo squats, we encourage that. This is a little different. We're keeping our feet parallel, and we're just moving in slow and controlled motions. Good. Keeping your feet parallel, keeping your knees out, also keeping your core engaged and back nice and flat. There's a lot to concentrate on in this motion. Good. And let's go to one side and then the other. And relax. Okay, next what we're gonna do, I want you to keep your arms like this, so your palms are up towards the sky. You're gonna rotate your hands out, bring your hands up, elbows back into your side and forward again. This is another shoulder posture correcting exercise, and focusing on keeping your abs down, or your shoulders down towards your hips, squeezing your shoulder blades together the entire time. So even when I'm just standing here, I'm squeezing those shoulder blades together, not like intensely, but they're together, right? They're together as best you can. Out and up, back in and forward. Keeping your whole body straight and in line with each other, so you're still squeezing your abs. None of these movements allow you to relax your core. So every movement is a core movement, because you notice as you start bringing those hands out, you might want to bend like that. Don't do that. Keep your abs engaged. Prevent your back from arching in any sort of way. Good. And now, I want you to bring your arms out. Elbows and shoulders in line with each other as best you can. And we're just going to hold here. Still squeezing your shoulder blades together. Still trying to keep your shoulders down towards your hips. That alleviates this upper trap muscle. Because if we start bringing our arms up, you'll notice that starts to engage. We want to keep that muscle relaxed by pushing our shoulders down towards your hips. Just hold here. We're going to do a nice another hold. And another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. You can feel that through that entire complex. Now we're going to do one more hold. This is a little bit more advanced. So you bring your arms up like this. So as you're bringing your arms up, still try to prevent your shoulders from coming up. Almost roll them back. And now open up your hands like you're symbolizing a touchdown, if any of you are American football fan. Like that. Squeezing your shoulder blades together, keeping your elbows and shoulders in line with each other, while also bringing your shoulders down towards your hips. Doing great. And another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to go over to the yoga mat. And if you have a stability ball, great. Grab that. I'll just find my place here. And we'll do. You can take that, and I want you to sit on the ball, okay? If not, you can sit on a couch, sit on a chair. What I want you to focus on is keeping your back straight up and down from the floor. So we're not hunched over like this. We aren't overarching either. We're just keeping everything neutral. So keeping your core engaged, looking straight ahead, shoulders down towards our hips. They're just relaxed. We aren't forcing them down right now. We're just letting them relax. I want you to do a figure 8 motion with your hips. As you're sitting here, you're never letting your abs take a break. They're engaged the entire time. This is a really great hip mobility exercise. The more mobile our hip complex are, the less toll it's going to take on our lower back and other joints throughout our whole entire body. So it's important to keep those hips mobile, flexible, and that's kind of what we're working on today. As well as, like what we just did, some posture exercises, warming up those shoulders. Same with shoulders. The more mobility we can get through our shoulders, the less tension it has on our neck. There we go. And now as we're sitting here, we're going to focus on that core and our entire shoulders again. So arms forward like this. You're going to bring your hands up towards the sky as best you can while still keeping that whole back nice and straight, nice and relaxed, and bringing it out and around and back in front of you just like that. You'll notice that stretch all the way through that big muscle, that latissimus dorsi muscle. As you bring your arms up, breathe in, and then out like that. Still never sacrificing our lower back by arching our lower back up. Keeping that core engaged is going to help prevent that. Good. Do a couple more circles. So let's do one together. The last 2 together here. So hold, breathe in, keep holding, and out. There you go. One more big breath in, and out. Excellent. Now, I want you to keep those shoulders relaxed once again. You're still engaging your core. So as we're sitting on this ball or sitting on a chair, you haven't taken a break with keeping your abs engaged. So the entire time we're talking, we're doing all this, you have your abs engaged. You're sitting straight up and down from your chair. You're going to take your right arm across your body, keeping your shoulders relaxed. You're going to feel that stretch all the way through your posterior deltoid and into your shoulder, your right shoulder blade. Just holding here. Once again, just opening up that entire shoulder joint, helping us get more mobility through there. As we sit at our desks all day, we can get tight shoulders, tight neck. We'll switch to the other side. Sorry, I did not mention that. Just go to the left side now. Good. Now what I want you to do, I want you to interlock your fingers in front of you, just like that. I want you to push your hands away and then act like you're going to pull your fingers apart. And you'll notice that stretch throughout your entire shoulder blade, especially in that mid-back, that area between your shoulder blades and into your upper shoulders as well. Holding this here, acting like you're pulling it apart, but you're keeping them engaged. I want you to turn to the left, turn to the right, feeling the stretch on the left side. And now turn to the left, feeling the stretch on the right side. And again, turn to the right, and then to the left. Good. What we'll do now, when you interlock your fingers behind your back, or you can grab your wrist, whichever one you prefer, doesn't matter. And I want you to just open up your shoulders like that. So we're opening up our whole chest area. We can get so tight in our chest, punched over at our desk, looking down like that. I want to keep that open. And if you want, you can try and bring your hands just away from your back, but if you're doing that, prevent your shoulders from coming forward, right? You still want to be opening up your shoulders as you're bringing your arms away from you. You still want to be opening up your entire chest rather than having your shoulders just fall forward. So, wrong way, right way. Keep holding. And 3, 2, 1. Relax. Whew. Feeling that all through the chest and shoulders, feeling good now. So let's we'll keep the ball here. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna come down on the floor. All right. So you're gonna flatten your back to the floor, keeping the ball up here just like this. So the ball's between my hands and my knees. And what I want you to work on is a pelvic tilt exercise. And what that's gonna look like is you're gonna squeeze your abs. And you notice when you squeeze your abs, we have our lower back kind of arches off the floor naturally, just us sitting here. What I want you to focus on is flattening your lower back to the floor by just squeezing your abs. So no, you're not pressing through your glutes or anything like that. You're only squeezing your abs to flatten your back to the floor. And you're gonna hold for 3 seconds, squeezing your abs, and then relax. Let that lower back come off the floor, and then do another repetition. Squeezing your abs, flattening your back to the floor, and relax. Okay? Keep doing that. We're gonna do a couple more repetitions of simply flattening your lower back to the floor and squeezing your abs. And relax. Again. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now we're gonna take it up a notch here. So I want you to start off doing that same thing. You're squeezing your abs, you're flattening your back to the floor, but now take your hands and press into the ball, into your knees, and you'll feel that throughout your entire abdominal region. You might even feel it all the way up to your lower chest when you're doing this. So those abdominal muscles that are right below your chest, feel that through there. You're gonna hold that again for another 3 seconds, and then relax. Keep doing repetitions of this, squeezing your abs, flattening your back, and now press. Press the ball between your knees and hands and relax. Keep doing slow, controlled repetitions of this. Let's do these next 3 together. So squeezing your abs, flattening your back, press, hold for 3, 2, 1, relax. Squeeze your abs, flatten your back, press, hold for 3, 2, 1, relax. And the last one, squeeze your abs, flatten your back, press into the ball, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1 second, half second, and relax. Okay. Now, so take a quick break, quick breather here. Next one we're going to do is called the dead bug, but we're going to include the stability ball. So what you're going to do is you're focusing on that same thing that we've been doing, squeezing your abs to flatten your back to the floor. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your right arm back along with your left leg down towards the floor. Slowly and controlled, bring it back up. And you're just going to keep doing slow repetitions of this, opposite hand with your opposite foot. So if my right arm is going back, I'm bringing my left foot out. Now, something that I want you to focus on is when you're doing this, you can begin whenever you're ready. Something I want you to focus on while you're doing this is as you're bringing, every time you start your motion. So every time you bring that right hand back to the ball, I want you to completely relax. So you bring that arch up off the floor again, and then go back into it by squeezing your abs again, and now doing the opposite side. So every time you come back to the ball, you're relaxing your core, and then going back into it and squeezing your core again. This is helping you practice proper core engagement rather than just holding it the entire time. Because you notice if we hold it the entire time, we start to get tired, our abs start to get tired, and that lower back starts to arch off the floor. We want to prevent that by all means. So just giving your body a quick break helps you practice that muscle memory, that neurological connection to properly engage your core. Relax, squeeze your abs, and left arm back. Relax, lower back off the floor, squeeze, lower back onto the floor. There. Excellent. Keep this up. We're going to keep doing this for about another 15 seconds. Slow and controlled reps, relaxing between every repetition. Good. And let's relax here. Okay, awesome. Now, what we're going to do here for our next movement is we're going to go back onto the ball now. So instead of having us above us, we're going to be resting on the ball like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to straighten your legs out just like that. Actually, sorry. Keep your knees onto the floor like this. You're going to squeeze your abs so it's that same pelvic tilt motion, but it's just reversed now. And what that's going to help you do, it's going to help shut off your lower back so you're just working your glutes. So pelvic tilt, squeezing your abs, and then I want you to bring your left leg up like that, straighten it out, and then slowly lower it back down. And then once again, relaxing your abs, and then squeezing again, and bringing your right foot up. Relax, squeeze your abs, left leg up. You can begin whenever you're ready if you haven't already. Good. Squeezing your abs, relax, squeeze your abs again, left leg up. Relax, squeeze, right leg up. And now take it up a little bit if you want. You don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. But start when you bring that left leg up, just like those dead bug exercises. When you're bringing your left leg up, bring your right arm up. So the opposite. Just like that. Keeping your hips level as you're doing this too. So we're not twisting, or there's no twisting motion as we're doing this through the hips. You're keeping your hips as flat as you can. Like if there's a glass of water resting just on your back there, you don't want it to fall as you're bringing your leg up. There's going to be slight rotation no matter what, but we want to focus the best on and the way you're going to prevent those hips from teeter-tottering is squeezing your abs. Have your chin positioned slightly forward so we're not looking down. We also are overarching. It's just like in front of us right here. Good. And now let's relax. We're gonna do some donkey kicks now, what we like to call them. So what you'll do is instead of actually straightening out your leg, you're gonna keep your leg bent at about 90 degrees. Your knee bent at about 90 degrees, and you're gonna keep both hands on the floor. So you're gonna squeeze your abs. Once again, always squeezing your abs first, and you're gonna bring your left leg up, holding for 3, 2, 1, and then bringing it back down. Relaxing your abs and then squeezing them again. Right leg up towards the sky, holding for 3, 2, 1, and then coming back down. Good. And now for the next one, let's even it out here. Got about 5 minutes left here, so let's put the ball off to the side. What I want you to do is you go on all fours. And instead, what we see a lot of times with these, this next movement we call the fire hydrant exercise, we see a lot of times people bringing their knees up and opening up your hips. What you want to do is you want to still that same concept of keeping your hips level, but all you're going to do is just slightly slide out your left knee across the floor, like you're sliding just across the floor, and bring it back in, and then you're going to go to the right side. So you're alternating from left to right, trying to keep your hips level so we aren't bringing our knee up. We're just simply moving it out to the side. Keeping your core engaged the entire time. You'll notice you're starting to target that area on your outer hips, helping create better mobile hips. Stronger hips. Good. And relax. Okay, so last thing on all fours we're going to do here is just a cat camel exercise. So, on forward. You're going to breathe in, bringing your stomach closer to the yoga mat. And then you're going to breathe out, arching it back up. Now, important that you don't force it here. You're just moving. It's a hip mobility exercise, and you're just moving with the breath. So you don't need to really arch up. And you don't really need to really arch down towards the floor. You're just breathing in and out. If you're someone like me that has struggled with lower back pain before, depending on what is causing it, research has shown that this is actually a very productive exercise to do. Let's do a couple more breaths in. and relax. Okay, now this next one, what I want you to do, I want you to fold your yoga mat once, and then one more time, 3 folds like that, okay? What that's gonna help you do is gonna have a nice padding for this next exercise. So yoga mat will be forward like that. You're gonna put your left knee on the ground. You're gonna bring your right knee up like that. And where we're gonna target is that hip flexor complex, okay? So the muscles in the front of our hips. What you'll do is you'll keep your left glute engaged, so you're squeezing your left glute, and then you're squeezing your abs. If you don't quite feel the stretch yet, you can bring your right leg further away from you, and you'll start to feel that stretch through your left hip flexor complex. So we're gonna hold here, and then you can bring your left arm over while still keeping your hips as level as you can. You'll notice when you bring your left arm over, you'll feel that even more so throughout your left hip flexors. And now rotate that left shoulder back, really targeting that deep psoas hip flexor by rotating shoulder back. Still keeping our abs engaged so we aren't overarching our back. And we'll hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna go over time. We already are a little bit, so I apologize for that, but let's balance ourselves out and let's do the right side now. So right leg is now on the ground, left leg is forward. And you might notice one side is tighter than the other. I notice it right away. Before I'm even doing the stretch properly, I can notice that stretch throughout my right hip flexor. You might be the same, and that's why I would do both sides. So keeping your abs engaged, squeeze your right glute. Find that point that you find a good stretch in there. Not overdoing it, but just that point to where, okay, I feel the stretch. Hold here. And now right arm over. Still keeping your hips as level as you can. Feeling that stretch even more so throughout your right hip flexor. And now rotate your right shoulder back. And hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Good work today. Like I said at the beginning of class, it's just a lot of motions to help open up your hips, help relieve any tenderness in tight spots. So, as well as strengthening and teaching you how to properly engage your core. Thanks for coming again, and we will see you all next week. Be sure to join tomorrow for our live class with Kyle. So we'll see you then, and have a great rest of your workday.